Hi guys, Jason here from Headfirst. We were just listening to this 1979 50 watt JMP. It's the 1987 circuit. What you heard there was the before and after. Before being the amp as I received it, the after being the amp as I have restored it. This amp was recently imported into Australia directly from the UK by its new owner. And he believed that what he was importing was a base spec amp. What I found was one of the more heavily modded old Marshalls, and by old I mean it looked like an old mod. Nonetheless, a very heavily modded 50 watt JMP that I have painstakingly restored back to its 1987 lead spec 50 watt amp. And this amp just sounds killer now, right? So another two-part video, guys. Part one will be a review of the amp as I received it on the bench. Part two I'll take you through the fully restored amp. Let's have a look at part one now. I was going to call it a 1987 circuit. It's not. We'll go through this, right? But you'll probably already noticed this stuff. This is heavily modded. All right, heavily modded. And I think it was done a long time ago, because the components that have been used, they're all actually consistent with the era that this was actually originally built, right? These resistors here that are non-stock, right? These ceramic caps here, the non-standard values, we'll go through some of those. They're all in keeping with the original era of this amp. So maybe it was done much later and someone used completely, new old stock parts. But I tend to think that it was probably actually done, maybe in the 80s, early 80s perhaps. I don't really know, of course, but it's kind of go through, right? What's going on here. So the first thing I noticed, well, it's not the first thing, but we'll go through the preamp this way. This is the cathode resistor on V1B, which is the triode for the treble channel. It's a 4K7, right? Normally a 2K7 here, probably know this. It's got the bypass cap in. This is the cathode for the normal channel. And that's an 820R, which is correct, but no bypass cap, which you would expect to see the 330 microfarad in here. Okay, these coupling caps here looks like they've been replaced. They're both 0.022, which is okay, right? These 68K grid stoppers here are all original. They look normal. 470K mixer resistors. We're missing the treble peaker cap here on the treble channel. This is the cathode resistor for V2A, and we normally see this as an 820R or sometimes a 1K. This is a 1.5K cathode resistor. Okay, so again, that's non-stock or not original. This is the ceramic cap we're into the tone stack now, and this is whoa, hang on. Let's just pause this for a second. Look at the 100K resistor that is not there, just to the right of that ceramic cap that I've been just talking about in this video. I can't believe I missed it when I went through the board. That's the 100K resistor for the cathode follower, right? V2B. And look at V2, the tube socket itself. So this thing is a 3-stage plate-fed tone stack design, and totally explains now why the thing is a pretty kind of clean sounding amp with not a lot of girth and weight to the tone. Is the ceramic cap we're into the tone stack now, and this is where the tone stack just gets totally weird, right? This is the slope resistor. This is in a lead spec amp is 33k. This is a 220k resistor, right? So we've got a 220k resistor here. This looks original. This looks original. So that'll be 22 nanofarad, 0.022 mic. And then these guys go off, or you see this purple wire here, that's coming off the treble cap. This goes into the treble pot. So that's so far kind of normal. Although you would never see lead dress like that, sitting up like that in a factory amp. And then all this crazy shit goes on. There's a 220k here and another 220k there and just weird stuff. I'm not even going to draw it out, right? I did actually send a picture of this amp to my buddy Dave Friedman just to see whether he had ever seen such a mod before, and I was curious, is this kind of like, you seen these ones before, man? He's like, nah, never seen it. So it's not some kind of, long lost, mythical, wonderful Marshall mod or some really, really rare factory amp. I'm going to restore this completely to 1987 lead spec amp. Okay, so you see it's missing a bright cap as well. So we're going to put the bright cap in here. Luckily, this cap here, which is going to come out, right, because I'm going to restore the tone stack to original Marshall, which will mean putting some components back on this board. I'm obviously going to change out any of the non-stock values in the preamp as well. But this cap here is a 4,700 picofarad ceramic. So the one bonus out of this is that I'll be able to use that as the bright cap for this amp. So the owner of this, who bought this back in from London, was not expecting this, right? He was expecting it to be a base spec amp that we wanted to convert to a lead spec. So a lot more work involved here, but definitely worth doing and restoring. The rest of the amp's pretty much unmolested, guys. Original tube sockets, pretty clean. The wiring is all clean. The plugs on the back of the main selector and the impedance selector are all still intact and original. Just in terms of other preventative maintenance, we are going to change out the bias caps. And Nigel has also, who owns this amp, has supplied me with new FNTs that we're going to use to recap, because this still has the original daily can caps, so we'll do that as well. So quite a lot of work here, guys, but definitely worth doing. So stay tuned for part 2, and I will take you through all of the restoration work.